Well guys, summer is over and we're well into the fall season, and I know exactly what's on everyone's mind right now. Exactly. Romance anime. Which one should you watch, right? I know, it's a tough one. It's the kind of question that keeps you up at night. And that's why I'm here, to answer that burning question for you. You're welcome. Now I know last season was absolutely peak for romance anime. But did you know, in this season alone, we are getting 19 new romance anime. 19 new romances in this season alone. But are they any good though? Well, we have some great ones, some good ones, and some not so good ones. A nice variety, I'd say. So in this video, I'm gonna go over every single romance anime so you can get a good idea of what they're like, and you can count on me since I have not only been watching all these shows, I have read the manga for most of these as well. Yeah, I'm so cool, totally. So cool. Now, since 19 romance anime is a lot to get through, I split them up into 5 different categories as listed here, which should be self-explanatory. Hopefully, it'll make this video easier to follow, and don't worry, no spoilers here. If you want to skip to any part of the video, I have timestamps down below in the description. So with that, let's waste no time and get right to it. Ranma 1/2 second season. What a classic. This is an old school rom-com with the twist being that when our guy, when he gets exposed to cold water, he turns into a girl, and when he gets exposed to hot water, he turns back into a boy. Yes, this is a gender bender anime. The OG one at that. And of course, we have our main love interest, and then they throw in some other love interests to spice it up, and then they sprinkle in some martial arts, and bam, there you go. That's Ranma 1/2 in a nutshell. This one originally came out all the way back in the 80s, and now with this remake, it has a fresh coat of paint, and honestly, the story holds up pretty well, even after all these years. There's a little bit of lewdness to it. It's an ecchi anime, but it's done for the sake of humor, and that's the overall appeal of this show. It doesn't take itself too seriously. So if you haven't checked this one out yet, yes, I highly recommend this one. Dusk Beyond the End of the World. This is a sci-fi romance anime, a combo that isn't too common. This one we follow a guy who wakes up from a long cryogenic sleep and he finds himself in a post-apocalyptic world. Modern society has long been wiped out and what's left is a world he hardly can recognize. So we follow this guy's journey in learning about this new world and also his journey in finding his lost girlfriend. Because yeah, it might be the end of the world, but we still all need love, okay? Hey, it's very important. Waifus, food, shelter, it's in that order. Now, unlike all the other anime on this list, this is an original story, meaning it's not based on any manga or any other source material. And that's the twist, because that's pretty rare. Anyway, yeah, I've been enjoying the first few episodes, although it's too early to really say how good it actually is. I say if you're a sci-fi fan, give it a shot, but if you're looking for a pure romance, I say look somewhere else. Mechanical Marie. Okay, this one, I'm gonna be real with you guys. I freaking love this series, man. I freaking love this series, man. I know this isn't the most perfect romance series out there, but I don't care. That My Anime List user score, completely wrong. Totally not true. Totally. This is about a guy who is super rich, and one day he decides to hire a robot maid. And he wants his maid to be a robot because he can't trust any living human being since they're always trying to kill him out of jealousy due to his incredible wealth. But here's the twist. That robot maid he acquires is in fact not a robot. It is instead a human being pretending to be a robot. Because she was secretly hired for a really good pay since AI robots aren't good enough yet. And he has no idea. So we follow the story of this robot maid. Yeah, I know this is super cheesy, and even I admit the animation quality isn't the best. This isn't going to win any awards or anything like that, but I think it retains a decent amount of charm from the manga. You know, just don't take it too seriously and I think you will have a good time. Alma-chan Wants to Be a Family. Speaking of robots, instead of an AI maid, how about an AI daughter? But it's actually a robot this time. Yeah, how about that for a twist? You see here we have two scientists, a man and a woman, who designed the perfect AI fighter robot. And they decided one day that in order to help their robot get used to the real world, it would be best for them to pretend to be a family. The two scientists will pretend to be mommy and daddy, and the robot will be their daughter. Now, to be clear, these scientists don't actually love each other, okay? Absolutely not. But they agree to stay together as long as needed for the sake of their robot. So this story follows the daily lives of this unusual family. Okay, I will say this. I love anime that focus on these makeshift families. There aren't too many of them, so I'm always happy to see another one. With that said, there are two really popular ones out there already, which are of course Miss Kobayashi's Maid Dragon and Spy X Family. If you watched those two before, when you watch this one, you will definitely notice some similarities. So it's not gonna be 100% original, but nonetheless, it's still a cute, over-the-top, lighthearted series, so I say check it out. With you, our love will make it through. Oh boy, okay, listen. This is a romance between a girl who is human and a boy who is a beast. So if you are a furry, congratulations, have a nice day. But to the rest of you guys, I need to say this. This is not your typical series. What I mean by that is, at least in the manga, there is actual, stuff that happens. I did not know that when I read the manga. I thought this was gonna be like Disney's Beauty and the Beast or something like that. But oh no, this ain't that. I was not prepared. That's what I get for being dense. In any case, for the everyday anime viewer, this is not going to be for you. This is my warning. Even if the anime tones it down, the intimacy between our two characters is a core aspect of the story, so yeah. And because of that, I know there are gonna be people who will love this series, and you know who you are, so let's leave it at that. May I ask for one final thing? Yes, we have an anime called One Punch Man, but may I proudly introduce to you guys One Punch Woman. Imagine a lady destroying her opponents with her fists while wearing a Victorian dress. I don't know about you, but it was love at first concussion. I mean, if that doesn't pique your interest, then what are we doing? Well, what's even the point of anime? Yes, you should absolutely watch this. I mean, I will admit, I'm not watching this for the romance, but then again, a lady who can kick some butt is kind of romantic. Now you may be wondering, is this a woman versus men sort of thing? But oh no. She'll punch a girl if she has to. Femboys too. It don't matter. These fists of justice do not discriminate. There are so many horrible people in the world and someone's gotta dish it out. Okay, but seriously, yeah, it's great so far, but one thing I would say is that I wish the animation was a little better for the fight scenes. I mean, maybe they'll turn it up for some of the great fights later on. But I understand not every anime can look like Demon Slayer, and what we're getting so far is good enough. I'll take it. Pass the monster meat, my lady. This is a fantasy romance anime that has a focus on food, particularly food that can be made from monsters. Now our girl, she loves cooking and eating these monsters, which weirds people out, but you know, that's okay. And our guy, he is really good at killing these monsters. So these two, when they meet for the first time, they realize, hey, we have this common interest, you know, maybe we can get along. Spoiler alert, yeah, they get along. Yeah, I'm just gonna say it right off the bat. This couple right here did this one. Best couple out of all the anime that are coming out this season. Their chemistry is so good, like seriously, couple goals. It's not just about how they feel about each other. Yeah, he's cute, she's cute, but okay, whatever. The real magic is seeing how well they work together, that they're like a team, a 1-2 punch, partners in crime. I love that. I wish more romances would show that. So I want to thank this series for this beautiful couple. Now, with that said, I will say there are other aspects of this series I think are not as good, but this couple alone, they're worth the price of admission. So if you would like to see a wholesome couple in action, I strongly recommend this one. Kakuriyo Bed and Breakfast for Spirits Season 2. Okay, this one. If you're familiar with Fruits Basket and Kami-sama Kiss, this one has sort of a similar vibe. This anime, we follow a woman who gets transported into a spirit world, and over there she ends up helping many different spirits with their different troubles. But what makes her particularly special is that she cooks some pretty freaking bomb food that the spirits really enjoy. So over time, we get to see her win the hearts of many over at the spirit world. Now there's more to the story, but I think you get the gist of it. It isn't particularly mind-blowing, but I gotta say, as someone who's watched the first season, I kind of like it. It had a little bit of a slow start, but it grew on me. I would say this one's more niche. If you like shoujo anime with a fantasy twist, I say give this one a shot. My friend's little sister has it in for me. My fellow degenerates, may I introduce to you your best girl of fall 2025. Let's just say she has a certain personality, and also she happens to be our guy's best friend's sister, so there's that little spicy element as well. Now, if you don't end up liking this girl, well, too bad. You're gonna have to cheer for her anyway, because the other love interest is our guy's cousin. Nani? I don't know about you guys, but in a love triangle, I'm cheering for the girl who is not related to the guy. Yeah, anyway, at the end of the day, this is a pretty standard school rom-com. I mean, we have our guy who's caught in a love triangle, and he also helps some girls with their problems. You know, it's that kind of story. I mean, there's more to it, but that's basically what it is. So, I don't know if I necessarily recommend this one, but one thing I will say is the main girl will first come off as pretty one-dimensional, but she has her moments later on. I'll leave it at that. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I say this is a love triangle? There may be a third option. Chitose is in the Ramune bottle. This is a harem-style anime, and what I mean by that is that we have one guy and multiple girls who are interested in him. Yep, I know, we've heard that one before. But what makes this one different is that our guy is not just your typical shy, antisocial teenager. He is instead literally the most popular guy in his class. He's got the looks, the smarts, the confidence, the athleticism. Yeah, he's got it all. So that's a nice change in pace. But not just that, him and the girls, they already get along. They're already friends, meaning we don't have to watch them blush every time they're within 5 feet of each other. Thank you, I really appreciate that. So yeah, we got ourselves yet another school rom-com with a harem, but I think it does some things that make it feel a bit different. If you're not a fan of the harem genre, I'm not sure if this one will necessarily change your mind, but I think it's a fun one to try. With that said, I think there is one caveat to this series. The beginning is kind of rough. I mean, it's the first story arc where our guy helps his classmate who is depressed and stays at home all day. Yeah, that one, that wasn't so good. And I feel like there will be others that will feel the same way, but I will say, if you're patient with it, it does get better later on, so keep that in mind as you watch this one. Yano-kun's Ordinary Days. Welcome to a romance between a girl who is the class president and a guy who is really clumsy. In fact, he is so clumsy, he gets new injuries every single day. So our girl here, she feels like she should do something about it. After all, she's the class president, so she goes out of her way to help him out, and eventually they become closer, and plot twist time, she develops feelings for him. Yeah, what a shocker, didn't see that coming. Listen, I know it's not the most original premise, but I want to say this. I really like the romance here. There is a purity and innocence to it that isn't too common, and it's just really wholesome. And let's just say there's a particular moment I'm really looking forward to seeing in the anime. So I say, if you're looking for a chill, laid-back romance, check this one out. A Star Brighter Than the Sun. This is a shoujo romance anime, meaning we follow the perspective of a girl instead of a guy. Now the thing about this girl is that she's really tall, and when I say she's really tall, I mean she's about 5.5 feet or 167 centimeters, which, let's be honest, isn't very tall. I mean, I wish it was, but But in the anime world, it is very tall, basically the height of an NBA player. Anyway, shoujo romance anime have this trope where the male love interest always seems to be a jerk or at least super clingy. But this one doesn't seem to do that, at least from what I've read, that the guy seems like a normal guy and the girl seems nice too, so I really like that. Yes, the story is pretty vanilla, it's a straightforward romance, but the vibes are really good here. Oh yeah, there is a bit of a love triangle, but it didn't seem too bad. I say if you're a shoujo romance fan, you should watch this. Inexpressive Kashiwada and Expressive Oota. In this rom-com, we have our girl, whose face always appears to be emotionless. But our guy, on the other hand, he seems to always show his emotions on his face. So they're basically opposites, and our guy really doesn't like that, so he tries to pull off different pranks to get our girl to show any kind of emotion. But as it turns out, it's very difficult to change that emotionless face, so he's got his work cut out for him. It won't stop him from trying though. Yeah, this one's cute, I like this one, but I think any big romance anime fan will notice some similarities to certain rom-coms of the past, like teasing Master Takagi-san or Kubo Won't Let Me Be Invisible, you know, like those. And having read the manga, I wouldn't say this series is as good as those other two, but if you love those types of cute, playful rom-coms, I say check it out. It's still pretty sweet, just keep your expectations in check. And to the surprise of absolutely no one, adult romances is the weakest category of the season. Yeah, romance anime aren't known for their adult-aged characters. We actually got a few new ones, but in my opinion, there is only one worth checking out, and that is My Awkward Senpai. It's a cute workplace rom-com, nothing super special, but really chill. I enjoyed the manga, and the anime is doing a decent job so far, or not the best animation quality, but whatever. This isn't a must-watch, but if you really need a romance anime with adult characters, try this one out. Okay, now for this category, I'm just gonna go over the last 5 romance anime here really quickly. They're not all necessarily bad, I just don't have too much to say about them, and I don't want to drag the video out for too long. So for the first one, plus-sized Misadventures in Love. Okay, this is a workplace romance where our main lady, she is very chubby, and that's fine and all, but my problem here is that her personality is very overly positive. I'm all for positivity, okay, but this one felt a bit exhausting. I like the message that it's going for, but it just feels too over the top, so I don't really recommend it. Next, we have Let's Play. Oh boy, man, I'm so bummed about this one. I really enjoyed reading the comic. This is an adult romance where our female protagonist is not just a gamer, but also a game developer, which is a great change of pace, right? But yeah, the anime just really botches it in my opinion. Even if we ignore comparing to the source material, the characters, they just feel very stale and the pacing is really awkward here. Yeah, unfortunately, just pass on this one. Okay, next we have Tales of Wedding Rings Season 2, or what I like to call Tales of Fan Service and Boobs and More Boobs. If you are a fan service connoisseur, I mean, this is it, man. For me, I gave the first season a solid F last year. This is an isekai anime featuring an actual harem, but our main guy, he's just one of the biggest losers I've seen in years. Now I will admit, the second season so far seems a bit better. It's still trash, but a bit better nonetheless. So if it keeps it up, I'm willing to give this second season a higher grade at the end of the year, but I still don't recommend it. The Dark History of the Reincarnated Villainess. This one is like a parody of the Villainess type stories. It has a lot of the tropes from that genre, and it's intentionally all very over the top about it. It isn't really bad per se, but it's really not my thing either. If you absolutely love those Villainess type stories and you just can't get enough of them, I think this one will be up your alley. But for everyone else, I don't think you're really missing out here. This one is very niche. And finally, we got Forget That Night, Your Majesty. Gotta save the worst for last.
A few moments later.
You know what? I don't want to even talk about this. I mean, is this even animation? Well, what is this? Just don't watch this one, okay? Just no. Anyway, guys, that's it. That's all 19 romance anime of fall 2025. Hopefully this video gave you a good idea of all the newest romance anime. While I do make a lot of videos on romance anime in this channel, this is actually my first time doing a seasonal video. So let me know in the comments below what you think. If this video does well enough, maybe I'll do this every season. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.